Hey guys, this is Valerie, and I wanted to share with you the story of how I wrote my first book. Hopefully it will inspire some of you. So basically, a couple of years ago, I was pretty fed up with where I was in my life. I had a baby, Cyrus. He's my older son. Right now I have two. And I was helping my ex-husband run his construction company, and I just felt like I was giving all of everything that I had to other people. I was trying to raise my son and to make my ex-husband happy. And given the fact that he's my ex, you guys can kind of guess how that worked out. But anyway, I started to think about what I really wanted out of life and what would make me happy. And what I was thinking is that I wanted to have some kind of significance. I wanted to do something to help other people. And the first thing that came to mind was writing a book. I had been blogging for a while and I was writing, so it just kind of came naturally that I would want to write a book. And at the time I was also doing bikini competitions, and those were helping me feel, like I was going for something that I actually wanted. I had been working out for years, watching my nutrition for years, but I never really had a goal in mind. And so to finally put a goal to that was really fun, and it helped me feel like I was accomplishing something. So after I had learned a lot about bikini competitions, I really wanted to share that information with other people to help them. And when I had been competing, there were no books out there on the subject that were really helpful. I think there was maybe one by this guy, and I got it, and it was really trite and not helpful at all. So I started to just write down stuff that had helped me, stuff that I had learned. And let's back up a little bit, because I didn't think I could actually write a book at first. I always thought that was something that other people could do. And although it had been a goal of mine for a long time to write a book, it wasn't a real goal in the sense that I was actually taking steps to pursue it. I had always thought that some publishing company would just reach out to me and offer me millions of dollars to buy a book that I had written, even though I had never written a book before. Gosh, I was delusional. So finally that occurred to me that I was the one that was getting in my way from writing the book, from accomplishing my goal. So I decided to just start writing, and I didn't know how I would actually get the book published, but I'd figured that once I finished writing the content, I would figure all the other technical stuff out. And so that's what I did. Every day, every night, for 9 months, I would just steal whatever time I had after I finished teaching my classes, after my son went to sleep, during his nap time, I would write. When I was waiting for the doctor, I would open up my notes app and write. And I just kept writing and writing and writing. And eventually I was happy with all the content that I created. And then I was really scared to put my book out there, but I was so proud that I had actually put something together that kind of overrid that fear of getting judged or nobody buying the book or people hating it and saying I was a fraud. And so anyway, once I had the content created, I started to learn the technical stuff. How do I get a cover? How do I get it published? How do I get it published in print and as an ebook? And so I went through the process, and when I finally published my book, it was something that I was really, really proud of. And then something negative happened. My bikini coach wrote to me really upset that I had published a book like that, and basically accused me of stealing her secrets. And that hurt, because I really did value our relationship, and I felt like I had kind of approached her about working together with bikini stuff in mind, and she had said there weren't enough people interested, and so I just kind of gave up on that route and decided to pursue my own thing. And so that was the blow that I was afraid of. That was one of the big things that I was afraid of, that I would get criticized and I would lose friends because of the book. And so that happened. And it didn't take away that much from the pride that I felt. And I still felt like that journey of creating the book was worth it. And so after that, my book didn't really sell, which was another one of my fears. I feared that nobody would want it. I had given a bunch of free copies away in order to promote it, but nobody had actually bought the book, or maybe a handful of my friends and family had. And so that was a little disappointing, but still I was so encouraged by the fact that I had just accomplished this big goal of mine. It didn't matter that much, and I put the book out there not with the hopes of selling millions of copies, but just with the hope that I would help somebody out there like me that wanted the information but didn't know where to go. And then eventually, because I had set up a process of trying to get people to review the book, I got my first couple of reviews, and my first couple of reviews were really positive, 5 or 4 stars. And that made me feel even better. It was amazing that I was able to get good reviews on my book. And then came the first bad review. And if you've ever written something or put something out there, you know that there's always going to be a bad review, and that it's really easy to fixate on the bad reviews. And they did kind of get me down, but instead of getting upset about them, I decided to use them to improve my game, to improve the book. So the following year, or maybe the year after I published it, no, it was the next year, I decided to get interviews from people in the industry and to revamp the book with responses to the critiques that were made in the negative reviews to make it better. And after that, I got really good reviews. And so now it's one of the top bikini competition guides on Amazon, and I'm really proud of it. And I'm working right now on my second book, and it's just this feeling of impatience comes along with it. I want it to be done. I want to put it out there because I'm worried that I will be one of those people that doesn't follow through, that doesn't fulfill the goal that I have of creating this second book. And I want to tell you, I don't want you to be that person either. I want you to be the person that if you have a goal in mind, if you have something that you want to accomplish and you've been thinking about it for a while, and then you have these kind of excuses as to why you can't do it, like the excuses I had are, I don't have enough time, I'm working for my ex-husband's company, I have 2 jobs, I have a little kid at home, I don't know any publishers, nobody's ever contacted me about publishing a book. I overcame all of those excuses that I had, and I know that you can too. When you set your mind to doing something, no matter how hard it is, if the why is strong enough, you will find a way to accomplish it. So that's what I have today. Hopefully I can inspire some of you out there to go after goals that maybe you've had but you haven't taken any steps towards, because life is short. Thanks, guys.